Sorry if this video sounds weird, folks. I bit my tongue at lunch today and it's been bleeding on and off at the tip. Maybe that's too much information. Anyhow, I just got done watching Taliesin's video about class skins. If you haven't seen it, I strongly recommend you give it a look. There's a link in the description. All 20 minutes are worth it. Now, it seems like I'm not the only one who thought to himself, the fact that the game is hurting right now means that the developers will be looking for ideas from players. I should totally make a video to give them some of my cool ideas. Yes, I have about 4 videos put together that discuss a concept I have for class customization and progression, and I'll be posting them in the very near future. But for the time being, enough about my ideas, let's talk about Taliesin's. His idea is basically to change the names, animations, and damage types of abilities from certain specs so that they fit into the lore a bit better. Class skins is what he calls it. It adds flavor and variety to the game without creating any new balance issues. He himself explains it in more depth, and it has exactly the benefits that he says it does in his video. He says he's obsessed with this concept, and I can totally understand why. It really, really works. It makes the game better. It gives players cool things that they want. It fits with the lore. It gives Blizzard less work to deliver on something cool for the players. There are only 2 things I have to say about it to help make his idea better. Number 1, if he has not posted this idea in the forums yet, he should. The fact is, Blizzard is in a funny position when it comes to accepting unsolicited material. It's an American company, and, well, the stereotype is that Americans sue each other too much, and I am sad to tell the world it's a true stereotype. One of the lawsuits was actually about Taco Bell receiving an unsolicited idea for a psycho chihuahua mascot for their commercials in the mail. They rejected this letter suggesting this psycho chihuahua mascot, and coincidentally, they had their own idea for a talking chihuahua mascot for their commercials. The people who gave Taco Bell this psycho chihuahua concept sued Taco Bell, and unfortunately, Taco Bell lost the suit. And because we are a common law jurisdiction, that court decision is going to affect future court decisions. This has made American companies, of which Blizzard is one, skittish about accepting unsolicited material. However, my understanding is that if something is posted on their forums, then it becomes their intellectual property, and they're perfectly safe taking it from a legal standpoint. So, Taliesin, I know I'm basically a nobody on YouTube, and I have been since about 2009, but if you happen to be listening to this video, then I would strongly, strongly recommend posting a complete transcript of your video where you explain the class skin concept in the forums if you haven't already done so. When I post my own idea videos, I'm planning to put a transcript of those videos in the forums myself so that Blizzard will legally be able to take my own ideas. I want Blizzard to take your ideas, so please, give them that legal option and put it in the forums. Number 2. Taliesin made a really good point about how the type of damage that our abilities deal doesn't really make very much difference at all anymore. However, there is one way in which the type of damage matters a great deal. If 2 spells are both Nature School, then getting interrupted by one of those spells will prevent you from casting both of those spells. If you're a druid casting Regrowth, and then you can't cast Sunfire if the Regrowth gets interrupted. Bummer. With that context in mind, let's look at a couple of examples of his skin ideas. One of his suggestions for Lightforged Draenei Shadow Priests was that they be replaced with a Vindicator skin, changing their Shadow and Void abilities into direct damage Holy abilities. The problem with making them all Holy is that then the few holy abilities that Shadow Priests have, such as Leap of Faith, would also be interrupted if one of their Vindicator holy damage spells gets interrupted. So, you still need to pay attention to what other types of damage you're dealing with. Shifting all of the shadow damage abilities to arcane or fire damage would work, or alternatively, shifting the shadow abilities to holy and then shifting the originally holy abilities to fire or arcane would work too. The ideas that he'd had for another skin, the Tide Sage being a reskin of an elemental shaman, were good, except that he had imagined swapping fire abilities for water abilities. Realistically, interrupting a reskinned lava burst shouldn't affect Frost Shock. so he should be careful what he turns those fire abilities into. Arcane or holy damage would be a better fit than switching them all to the Frost School. Other than that, I think Taliesin's ideas for class skins are excellent, and I hope the developers are listening and give his idea a good try. His idea is actually less work for Blizzard than my idea, that's for sure, but I honestly don't know which will be better for the game in the long run. I'll try not to keep you guys waiting too long for my videos to see what my ideas are all about.